Hey guys, Hair by Jess here, and you guys are watching episode 8 of the 30-day self-isolation eye makeup challenge. So this time around, I decided I wanted to do a outline makeup look where I take the small brush that I have, the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil, and make a design and then pack down the eyeshadow on top of it. Right now, you guys are seeing the Nicka K Perfect 40 palette, NICKA, and the Pretty Glam palette. I'm using that consistently throughout this challenge. So as you guys can see, let me just be honest with y'all. I got a tank top to, a clean tank top to wrap my head up like that. Yeah. So I'm getting started with that NYX pencil in the color Milk. Now, I got a mini story time to tell you. Well, maybe there's nothing mini about it. Okay, yeah. So when I say that this particular look this time was a challenge, it was a challenge. When I tell you I was about to roar like a lion, all of that. Grr, not grr, just the big one. The big lion roaring. Because this is the second time that I'm doing this look. You guys aren't seeing the you guys aren't seeing that first draft because I deleted it. I felt like eventually it was gonna get to that point. I got so aggravated, I did it just last night, the night before I did this one. So here I am just drawing design, really different from what I did it before. The night before this, I drew the design and I'm just like, okay, you have that expectation, but then the reality comes out crap. The reality comes out shack. But it was fun. It wasn't fun while it was happening though. Let's just be honest. So this design I kind of went with until I started filling in that my right eye you guys left. And then I decided to fill in the other side. And I kept doing this until I'm just like, okay, what are we doing? Because it's not coming out the way I want to. And the brush is not applying the way that I want it to apply. It's not going in the direction I want it to do. And then I'm having to correct it with my foundation with the fine small brush. And I was aggravated trying to get this down. And this is not even, mind you, this is not even me packing down the shadow. We haven't even gotten to the point of packing down the shadow. We have not done that yet. So speaking of yet, bottom left, smash the following. Like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends. Those little bells are there as a reminder. Hit the post notifications bell because I hate for you to miss the next episode after this. You really don't want to miss it. And besides, this is nearly 20 minutes and I tried to cut it down the best that I could. But because this one was the most difficult, I wanted you guys to see what I went through exactly to get the final look. And even what I just showed you guys is not the final look. Because I went in and edited and corrected it and sharpened up the lines with my foundation and this little fine brush you guys see me with, which is by Elf, by the way. Eyes, lip, and face. Yeah. I was just overall kind of aggravated trying to get this together. And again, not the shadow. We haven't even gotten to the shadow yet. Not at all. And the reason why I haven't yet gotten to the shadow yet is because I'm trying to make sure that this foundation of what I'm using for my eyeshadow base, the NYX eyeshadow crayon in the color Milk. Trying to make sure it's not creasing. I'm trying to make sure it's in the design I want it to be. And it's not turning out the way I want it to. And I think it's due to the type of brushes that I have. So I may or may not have to draft in a new brush. You know, click, click. Doorstep. Because this was like one of the most challenging, but yet rewarding, just not while I was doing it, looks that I've done. And I wish it would have came out sharper than it did. But I said, I'm not going back. This is the second time. I'm not about to do. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. All right. So we're going to go in with the coral and purple color from Nicka K, that palette, Nicka. And I'm going to go ahead and also pop in here the two colors as a close-up what I'm using, so you guys can see, just in case you guys are following along or even thinking about getting the palette. Of course, I bought everything here at my own coins. Everything. My own coins. So I'm finally packing down that shadow into where I've prepared my eyeshadow base and finally got the design going kind of like the way I want it to. Not initially, but you know, I had to use my imagination. Thank you, Lord. Yes, so that's the color from the palette, Nicka. I have it across the screen now. So, I do hope you guys are doing absolutely well. I'll be finding something productive to do, even if you were a workaholic before all of what's going on now. And, you know, people were fussing at you, the kids fussing at you, the spouse fussing at you, family members, relatives, telling you to sit it down. And you like to work. And this was the only way for you to rest. That counts as being productive. Mission accomplished. Just don't forget it once all this, what's going on, is over. Just don't forget it. If you guys, speaking of don't forget, if you guys are doing something productive during this time, drop it in the comments, even if it's not makeup. Maybe you're trying to finish a book and this is the time to do it. Perfect time. Finally finish that book you wanted to finish. Finally finish that series you want to finish. Hopefully one of those books is the Bible. Hello. I'm clocking myself on that. Yes. Yeah, these are the colors that I'm using. The coral and that purple I just showed up on the screen. I tell you what, the more you get into the Bible, the Bible, the more, I can't even describe the extraordinary benefit that it will bring you in more ways than one. So I'm thankful for the percentage that I have gotten into. And I have yet more to get into myself. And I've actually started back as well. But if you guys are starting anything, put in the comments. I'm interested to hear, what are you guys doing with your time during this self-isolation? That's very important. All right, I'm going in with that purple, by the way. And I'm trying to not make this so talkative during this time. But I wanted to add to me doing this, since this is a voiceover, because this was really challenging. Did I think about stopping this challenge? A couple times. Ain't gonna lie to you. Not gonna lie. But I said, you know what? I'm gonna finish what I start. 30 days challenge. Not a 7-day challenge. Not an 8-day challenge. 30 entire days. We are doing this. No matter what. Now I mean that, because if I intend to become close to a pro, or at least intermediate with this eye makeup, we can't just stop after 7 and 8 episodes. We can't just do that. You can't just do that. You have to endure until the end. All right, so this is a little trick I use to kind of get my eyeshadow to not really pop, but just settle into that eyeshadow base and my foundation, whatever I use to hold that color. And I'm going in with my NYX, my Can't Stop, Won't Stop foundation to kind of like give a cutout effect to my this eyeshadow look. I'm trying to keep it where the parts where I want to look like my skin stay like my skin, and the parts where I've done all that intricate work being perfectly precise, which ain't no bit of perfect at all, as you guys have seen. I'm trying to make sure where the eyeshadow is packed down stays separate from where I put the foundation down to look like my skin. So that way it stands out in this melanin. All this melanin I have. Thank you, Lord. And when I was packing down that pink eyeshadow, it did kind of get underneath my eyes. So that's just me going back over with my foundation, the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop, to even that back out so I don't have all them pink sparkles underneath my eyes and I'll be walking around looking crazy around the house. I ain't going nowhere, you know. This is the part of the challenge, you know, self-isolation. 30 days. I mean, even after this is over, and if it turns out to be over before my 30-day challenge is up, we're still doing it because we're going to finish what we start. All right, so get into doing that water line here. So I'm using that same purple all the way across. I decided not to get into that coral color, even though it's gorgeous. Gorgeous color. I just said I'm just going to do one color underneath the eyes, because otherwise my eyes will just get irritated like you guys are seeing. I have to fan my eyes underneath to just keep me from, one, sneezing, two, saying forget all this, I'm gonna delete all this footage again. I'm not gonna do it this time. Like, you got to finish something, woman. Note to myself. Alright, so after I got that done, you know, I'm clocking myself for that kitchen when I turn to the side. Luminous Distraction Mascara. I've used that before in videos. I don't understand the distraction part, why it's named that, but overall, great mascara. It separates the lashes nicely and coats them a nice black color. So, as you can see, I've got my hair together. Did the same thing like I always do in other videos. And this is me being perfectly precise again. Which ain't nothing perfect about it. I'm just trying to get as precise as I can. So I'm sitting here, I'm like doing the pink over again. Or coral. C-O-R-A-L. I'm trying to make sure it looks even, because I started to look at it and I'm like, oh Lord, this thing make me look lopsided by the eyes. We can't do that. So I'm like, I'm going back in to even everything, and I did everything like you guys are seeing here on screen. I'm like, no, we about to no. This is how tedious this has to get, because if you want it to look the way you want it to look, you got to put in the extra work. Even if you get aggravated. Now, I got aggravated plenty of times throughout this, because This is my second time doing this, second time in a row. Did this the night before I filmed this, my second try, which you guys are watching. And then number 2, my eyeshadow base, what I'm using to be my eyeshadow base, was just not going on the way I wanted to. It was creasing. I even tried the setting powder on it. I think I did that on my first try before this. That didn't work out so well because I kept cutting it down, like you guys are seeing with my foundation, and using a brush until it was like almost non-existent. I'm like, I just went to wash my face and went to bed. Eventually. I'm like, no. I was so mad. I was so aggravated. I'm like, I want to try again. But we gonna just, relax. Wash this off my face. We're gonna try again. Alright, so after I got everything together and my outfit together, at least my top. That is from L'Oreal Hip High Intensity Pigments, the blendable blushing cream in the color Elated. I put that on my cheeks on top of the orange blush I normally use. So from here, I'm going to give you guys a close up. So you're supposed to see that part where it was cut out, where I used the foundation. Supposed to see that a lot more precise. But again, practice makes perfect. And this is my 8th try. Technically 9th. Yeah. At first you don't, succeed. What do you do to get better? You try again, Yeah. And until next time, and until the next episode, hit those post notifications when you subscribe.